Hi everyone, this is Kavita from The Enlightened Heart, and today I want to talk to you about compassion and specifically self-compassion. So, have noticed that especially lately, people that I have been working with, clients and friends, and just overall, the energy of a lot of people is really highly judgmental of themselves, right? And so they look at themselves of how they look right now, maybe their eating habits, maybe what they thought they could accomplish at this time. And there's a sense of like they're just somehow not good enough, or they don't look good enough, or just overall they're not enough. Okay, and so I want to talk to you a little bit more of how you can develop some self-compassion. So begin by noticing those areas in your life where you are extremely judgmental of yourself. I would really recommend starting with one area because most likely there's more than one, right? So start with the area where you're feeling a lot of judgment. And maybe it's easier to start with an area that there's just a little bit of judgment, so you could practice this. So first pick this area and start to really pay attention to what you tell yourself. I'm pretty sure that what you tell yourself, you would not want other people to hear. You wouldn't dare tell other people, and you probably even wouldn't tell to someone that you extremely dislike. So start to pay attention to the words that you use, what you tell yourself about this situation and scenario. And then once you're aware of that, decide how you would like to do it differently. And one way to gauge that is if a friend, or if you have a child, if your child came to you with the same scenario, same situation, same issue that they see in themselves, what would you tell them? What advice would you give them? What would you say to them? And I can probably guarantee that it's nothing close to what you're telling yourself in this self-judgment. And so that's the starting point. Start to think about, well, like, what would I say if my best friend told me this? Okay. And then as much as you can, start to direct that on to yourself, right? It's really difficult to be able to change that mindset, show yourself compassion, unless you know where you're not showing yourself compassion, where the talk that you're telling yourself, the things that you're telling yourself are really actually mean, okay? And so giving yourself that self-compassion. And then you can take a moment and acknowledge that you're human and that you make mistakes, right? And we all are imperfect and perfectly imperfect, right? So there's nothing wrong with you. You are human, so humans make mistakes. So go back and then say, next time this scenario comes up, or if it's a current scenario, is there anything that I can do differently? And if so, work on doing things differently. And if not, acknowledge that you've done everything that you can. And the final step is to just surrender this to divine, right? Surrender this to divine. Surrender the outcome to divine, knowing that you've done what you can. And then repeat. Okay, so if it's an ongoing scenario, such as body image, repeat. Continue to talk to yourself. Change that dialogue into what you would tell your good friend. To make any changes that you need to change. And then if you make a mistake, okay, acknowledge you're human and go back and do things differently again. Okay, so this is Kavita with The Enlightened Heart. And if you are feeling some overwhelm right now and may need some support, I'd love for you to receive your free guide, 5 Keys to Overcoming Overwhelm for Highly Sensitive People and Empaths. So until next time, take good care.